Hey there, good morning. It is Vanessa Kinsey. For those of you who do not know me, I am a business and life management coach, passionate about efficiency, simplicity, and helping you learn how to live from your heart. And I wanted to check in with you because it's been a while. Honestly, it feels like just yesterday that I sat in this very chair and talked about that it was the last day of school and I was going to pick up the boys for their last day of school. And, you know, funny thinking back to that time, which was about probably 2.5 weeks ago, or 2.5 months ago now. How many weeks ago? Anyways, it seems like forever ago, but at the same time, it seems like yesterday. And I just have to say that this summer, thinking back to that time and the things that the way I thought summer was going to be, really how I was envisioning my summer was going to be, what it ended up being so completely different than what summer actually ended up being. And I can just, really just say that this summer has gone by faster than any summer ever. And it has really, truly just kicked my butt. It has been a really, really difficult summer. It's been very busy at my job, and it seemed like just, I was getting a really good clip going with doing these videos and doing the things that I wanted to do online. And, the one thing about the school year, those of you who are parents and understand this, is that, you get into a routine, and that was our routine, and I had a really good, I was on a really good clip, and then all of a sudden, screeching halt, school stopped, and summer started, and I really had this envisioned that I was going to be able to have a lot more control over my schedule than I ended up having, and, so basically, here I find myself, really looking forward to school starting in little under 2 weeks, and I decided somewhere in there that I was going to, because summer had been so crazy and hectic, that I was going to force myself to take a vacation. And I guess I'm a very odd person in the fact that I actually have to force myself to take a vacation, but it was becoming really apparent to me that I needed one. And so then, in the midst of that, of planning to take 1 week off from work, I decided, since I'm all about doing things that scare me this year, or really test, doing things that really test myself, let me take 2 weeks off. And I have never outside, I really don't recall ever outside of the time off I took to have, the maternity time off I had, I never okay. I have to tell you that it's really funny that this, you can't see it. I'm not going to, but there is this, gigantic beetle that's been following me around. And it's so funny that it would do this when I'm doing this video, because I swear it's a messenger and it's bringing me something. And oh, he's on his back. I have to help him. I have to flip him over. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, it's this giant green beetle, and I believe everything is a messenger to me from the universe. This happened last summer too, where I had this beetle. They're like, I don't know, really beautiful color of turquoise, following me around and buzzing around my head. And it's so hilarious that it just started to do that while I'm doing this video. I have to look up the meaning of it again. I can't recall what it was, but anyway. So here I am, back, lost my train of thought. But basically what happened is I got away from doing what I was called to do, which is basically, following my heart, hopefully inspiring you to follow your heart, to clear the paths in front of you of all the things that might be stacked in your way, clean up your environment, simplify things. That's one of the things that I've worked on a lot this summer, made very big progress. I owe you guys a video of the after of the boys' room that I worked on. But really what I really wanted to get on here and say is basically One of the things that I realized when I very first started doing these videos is that I remember telling Brandon, probably after the first or second video that I had done, the first one that I did really to my private group. I thought there was only 10 people that were going to watch it. Ended up being, you know, really crazy, the response that I got from that. And I remember telling Brandon at the time, you know, it's really important to me that when I do these videos that I don't let people's opinions of what I'm doing, either good or bad, affect what I'm doing and what I'm saying. And because the authenticity part of it is so important to me, and the only way that I can talk from my heart is if I talk from my heart, and there's really no other way around it. And one of the things that has happened to me as I've been, you know, walking down this road and doing this, hey Jess, is I started to be affected by what people were saying to me and people's opinions of me, and really your opinions of me became more important than the connection that I have with my source who's guiding me in doing this. And the awareness of that is, I realized I was doing it, and then I really started shutting down from doing it, because then I started thinking about it, and then I started trying to figure it out, and then I started beating myself up for letting that happen. And basically, you know, the bottom line is I can't let people's good opinions affect me, and I also can't let people's negative opinions affect me. And that's been more my personality. I could have 1,000 nice things said to me, and the one thing that people will say, or you know, the one comment or criticism or something that someone has of me, is the one thing that I'm going to focus on. In fact, that happened recently where someone said to me, and I think it was someone that was trying to like work this out with me. But I think, and it was a guy, which is not my demographic, so that's funny. In fact, all the negative comments that I've had that I've really let affect me have been from guys that I'm not even talking to, you know? I mean, what I'm doing here has nothing really even to do with a guy, unless you're a guy who's not following his heart and doing what you feel you're called to do. But outside of that, we probably don't have a lot of things in common, because I'm a girl and you're a guy. Whole nother story. But basically, somebody said to me, you know what, Vanessa, I think that people probably just don't want to hear you ramble on. And then I started thinking about that, and I really took that to heart. I'm a super sensitive person, but here's the deal. When I do live video, I cannot write it out. I can kind of outline what I'm going to say, but it's really like a plane that I have to push myself out of and trust that the words are going to come to me when I'm here doing this, and that those words are going to be something that someone else needs to hear. So oftentimes that's the way I have this little, you know, tap on my shoulder that I need to get on here and do a video, and I will really argue with myself about getting on here and doing that. And the more this has gone on, and the more that I've, you know, allowed myself to be influenced by what other people are thinking of me, the harder that's been. And the only way that I know how to stop doing that is by taking action through it, which is what I'm doing right now. And, you know, there's a voice in my head saying, you're rambling. And here's the deal with that. Sorry if you're, you know, catching me, I would say relatively new. I think I've probably done about 40 or 50 videos. I don't know, but the only way I know how to be is to be myself. So if that includes rambling and that bothers you, please just push the stop button and stop watching me, because I can't stop doing what I'm called to do. That's, I think, the biggest message that I have for myself and for you, is that you have to step up to do what you are being called to do. And no one can tell you what that is except for you. And, you know, so that brings me to last night. So I took myself on a date. Last night. And, you know, it's funny. I don't really mind doing things by myself. I'm actually prefer to do things by myself, honestly. But I went and saw the movie Made for More, which is a documentary style movie done by the girl named Rachel Hollis, who wrote Girl Wash Your Face, and that book is, you know, sweeping the nation. I have it on books on audio, and I'm not a real big audio book person, but I really enjoy this book on audio. I like her voice, and she's the one that reads it. So anyways, and I'm not through with it, but I went to this movie last night, and part of me was like, you know, it's the kind of movie where girls like get together and you know, big groups of people go and watch movies together. And it only came up on my Facebook feed yesterday. I had a few hours to buy the ticket. I didn't even question it. I knew I needed to go and see what all the fuss is about. There was one seat, and I bought it, and I bought it for me, and I went, and part of me was like, you know, what will people think of me that I'm going to watch this by myself? And then I just laugh, because it's like, that's not going to stop me, you know, from going. And I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went and watched it by myself, but I highly recommend, I'll put the URL for that in the comments, or in the, excuse me, this is what happens when I do live video with my dog. Hold on. No. Go. Oh, hi. I'm trying to get pull my kids away from Fortnite Battle Royale long enough for us to go to the beach, which is why I'm dressed the way I am. And I said, you know what, I just need to get on here and do this video before I go, because I need to face my fear and just get on here and do this. So basically, I went and watched the movie last night, took myself out on a date. On the way, my car almost drove itself through Del Taco. I was craving taquitos, which you can't even get taquitos at Del Taco. I have not had Del Taco since December like 23rd, so that was going to be like a big you know, no as far as I'm concerned, that if I was going to go to Del Taco. But luckily, in the same parking lot as Del Taco, there's this place that I've heard this amazing things about, The Habit. And so I went there, and they have, honestly, the best veggie burgers and fries. I mean, it was so good. So I took myself on a date there. You have to go to The Habit. If you see it, they have the best veggie burgers. Don't make a habit out of it, though. But anyways, what I wanted to say was, and now it's totally crazy because the dogs are barking. I wanted to see if I could challenge you to do, oh my God, this is so bananas how loud this is. I don't even know what's going on. I'm so sorry. Okay, I gotta go to the beach, but I want to ask you something. I want to know if you can do just one thing today that scares you. And in the movie, and what I think is so incredible about this movie and the book also, is that it's just calling you to be who you are. And I know from the messages that I've gotten from people, that is something that there's a stirring within us. And the only way that we, you know, like the saying goes, everybody wants to change the world, but nobody wants to change themselves. That is really what's happening here. The only way that we are going to be able to affect any kind of change that's needed in the world is if we step up to the plate and be who we each individually were made and created to be. And I think it's hilarious that we have to be told, I'm 48, that I have to be told, and I have to read books, and I have to meditate, and I have to write, and I have to talk about things that give me permission to just be who I am, that give you permission to just be who you are. I mean, isn't that hilarious that we have to be told that? And that just goes to show the conditioning that, you know, we've been under and influenced by, that it's not okay to just be who we are. So in order to be who you are, you have to start walking to where you are. And so today, or where you want to be, I should say, And you maybe have to start really small with doing tiny things that scare you. So I wanted to issue a little challenge to you to do something that scares you. Just a tiny thing. It could be giving someone a compliment, or sending a card, or writing an email, or sending someone a message, or thanking someone, or, I don't know what it is going to be for you, but you know there's something that makes your heart flutter and skip a beat, and I want you to just do it and realize that you're not going to die from doing it. I promise you're not going to die from doing it. In fact, the opposite is going to happen, and you're going to get this feeling of a life pulsing through you. That is so exhilarating. It is such an exhilarating place to live in, opposite of stagnation and the norm and doing what everybody expects you to do. So that's what I wanted to get on here and say to you today. I also should talk about tiny bit how hard it is for me to be on vacation. I mean, it is really hilarious that actually what I told my friend was probably in 14 days, I'm not going to want to go back to work. And then I'm going to be having the opposite problem. Anyway, so thanks for watching me ramble. This was rambling. And I needed to get on here. I needed to prove to myself that I could do this. And I have some really fun, scary things that I want to do on here. I have a list of people that I want to interview, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that, a couple of those, hopefully over the next 2 weeks when I'm on vacation. So thanks, Jess, for being here with me live. Congratulations on your wedding. And if you guys get the chance to see the movie, if it comes in your area, to see the movie Made for More, I highly recommend that you go and see that, and perhaps it will breathe some life into your dreams. Have a good day. Bye.